All right, we're good to go.
All right, so welcome to our workshop tonight, and I'm going to share my slides with you all. My name is Maria, actually, Maria Ribas, but people call me Malu as well. I've been certified as a yoga teacher for a couple of years now, 6, and that's how long I've been teaching yoga too. I'm a wellness advocate, and I've been with doTERRA for 5 years, and I work in different markets, including Brazil, where I am from. So I just love talking about emotional healing, and I thought it was a great opportunity for me to revisit some protocols and even help myself through healing. We all have, bad days. We all have our hurts, our wounds, and it's always good to revisit the protocol and tools to find healing and to move on. So I want to invite you all to grab a piece of paper and pen or pencil or your phone, somewhere you can write maybe 1 or 2, 3 things that you're going through right now emotionally, and you would like to find healing for. So you don't need to let us know. Just write it down. It can be, I'm really angry at my husband right now. And that's okay. I am upset that I have to go through tax season in a couple of months, or I lost my job, or anything. Tell us what don't tell us, tell yourself. Write it down, something that you would love to find peace for. So I'll give you maybe 1 more minute. So there's a book that I love, and I read a couple of maybe months ago, and it's called Breathe. And as a yoga instructor, we people always ask, what is yoga about? Is it all those crazy poses, or I'm too old, I'm not flexible enough? And to be very honest, yoga, when we're breathing, we're doing yoga. So breathing to me is a powerful tool. And when we breathe correctly, we find so much from just breathing. So in this book, they say that 90% of the people breathe incorrectly. And because of that, then we increase the possibility of diseases like skin problems, respiratory problems, headache, anxiety, among other issues. So when we breathe correctly, we can nourish our bodies and nourish ourselves. We can also control our nervous system. We control our immune system, the temperature, even weight. We can restore health and increase the time of our existence. So what is breathing correctly, right? We're going to practice one way to breathe after we talk about the oils, but I just wanted to bring you to this tool, breathing. Okay. So just so you know, a couple of books that I've used for this, for my workshop today are these two. I love Essential Emotions, and I love Advanced Oil Magic. So these are great tools to have at home and to find, like Crystal said, we are healers, right? And when we have these books, we can, if Crystal's not answering her phone, if the workshop is not recorded, we can go back to the books and find the answers that we need. So now I want to talk about aromatherapy as another powerful tool. So we have breathing, and then we have aromatherapy. And you can tell that I did some workshop, some Photoshop here. Hopefully that, hi. Okay, so if you can't see, that's good. So aromatherapy is a therapy. And we have so much science around aromatherapy. And we know that when we breathe in oils, the molecules go and hit our brain. And when these molecules hit our brain, we have a shower of hormones in our bodies. And we have so much that can happen just because we're breathing these oils. So some ways that we can breathe the oils is just opening the bottle and breathing from the bottle, or you can use your diffuser and use it at night, for example, for a passive, sometimes we want our husbands or our wives or our kids to use some of the aromatherapy, and they're not really into that stuff. But if you put it in the diffuser, they'll be breathing those molecules as well. Another thing that I really love are these nasal inhalers at the bottom right corner. These are small little things. I wish I had one right here, but I don't. You can buy them on Amazon, and they don't have any smell or anything. So you can open and put 1-2 drops of the oil that you want to breathe for the day. And you can use that nasal inhaler for 2 months, only 2 drops for 2 months. And that's amazing for allergies and for any kind of emotion too. Okay, just giving you some of my favorite tools. So you have all received this wheel, right? Have you guys taken a look at it? Have you had a chance to look at it? If you have it close to you, bring it close to you so we can talk about this wheel for a little bit. So sometimes this is a aroma emotion wheel, and it is the reason why we have this wheel is to talk about the emotion, the aroma, how do we call it? Emotion aromatherapy kit. And we have 6 oils in this kit: peace, motivate, console, forgive, passion, and cheer. And some people say, you know what, Maria, I don't have these oils with me, so I can't do aroma, emotion, any kind of healing. But guess what? They're giving you the recipe. They're telling you that motivate is made out of minty oils and citrus oils. So these two groups of oils are in the motivate oil. So even though you don't have the oil called motivate, if you have a mint oil, you can help someone that is feeling insecure or that is feeling anxious. If you have a citrus oil, this person, if the person's gloomy or distressed. So this is a way to read the wheel. You can ignore the oils around and just look at the groups. So the mint oils help you if you're feeling anxious and insecure. The florals will help you if you're feeling fearful and worried and hurt. The trees can help you grieving, sad, and ashamed. So can you see how it's such a broad wheel? And maybe you wrote something down that is here in this wheel. And if you can't find, maybe the slide is too small here, but you have one in your hand. So look at your wheel and try to find maybe you have an oil for that, right? Okay, so do you guys have any question about the wheel? I love this wheel. And whenever I'm talking to someone, and the person saying, well, my son is he's having depression right now, and I'm like, okay, let's take the wheel. Let's take a look at the wheel. Is he bored? Is he bitter? Is he sad? And then we go straight into the oils that the person has, or ideas that we can come up with from whatever product line doTERRA has. And we work with the breathing and the aromatherapy. Okay, so I'm going to talk to you about a protocol that I really like, and it's called Emotional Healing Protocol. So I don't know what's going on in your life, right? We have different seasons. We are at different seasons, different situations in life right now. But whether life has presented a few bumps or it's simply time to return to wholeheartedness, hearts can always use some healing. I think I agree. And that can be daily, by the way. It doesn't have to be because of a big event. So some of the benefits from this protocol is that it helps release crippling grief and sadness, transition anger and resentment and any kind of negative feeling into constructive emotions. And it can help you return the heart to a state of hopefulness and renewal. So I need it. I need this. Hopefully that can help you too. So I would recommend you guys using this protocol for 8 weeks. Okay, and then we can then revisit. Take a look at yourself again, see where you are. So let's talk about the oils that are in this protocol. One is Console. If you have Console, or if you had access to Console at some point in time in your life, can you just put in the chat, me, I've had Console before. So Console is an amazing oil. And I've had multiple situations with people in my community that they've been through some losses. And it doesn't have to be losing someone. It can be loss of job, some kind of loss in life. And Console really gave this person a hug. So what are the negative emotions that this person can be going through? Grieving, loss, traumatized, anxious, and so many other emotions that show that you've lost something, you've lost part of yourself. And what are some of the positive emotions that you can feel after you've been using Console? You feel comforted, content, restful, whole, healed. So for these 8 weeks, what I suggest people to do is to use Console a couple of times during the day. So rub coconut oil in a couple of drops over your heart and bottom of your feet. Breathe deeply, envisioning surrendering grief and pain to a higher power. This is not easy, right? When we're talking about the oils and the emotional healing, it's like opening a gate to a monster. And when you open this gate, you have to be prepared to give it a hug or to fight this little monster. And it's not like that. It's not like a huge monster, okay? And it's like just making a terrible picture for you guys, but it is something that it's not outside, it's within you. So using console, you're really touching in something that is within you. So I love using console, and there's not a right time to use console. It's really when you feel the need to use console, but I would say twice a day. So the other oil in the protocol is so first grief, then we need to restore. So forgive is such an interesting oil. Let me see the chat because I asked you to write and I ignored. A lovely oil. Love console. Yeah. Okay, thank you. What about forgive? Have you guys tried forgive before? Tell me if you loved it or hated it. And it's okay. We can love and hate oils. It's okay. I can tell you that I love what it does to me, but it's not my favorite scent. But it's not easy to forgive, right? So it shouldn't be like a super yummy, smelly oil because it's not easy to forgive. But some of the negative emotions, unforgiving, critical, judgmental, resentful, cynical, angry, bitter, and some of the positive properties, forgiving, light, free, loving, understanding. It's really freeing. And again, when we talk about forgive, it's not that we have to forgive others all the time. Sometimes we have to forgive ourselves. And it's hard. It's hard. Sometimes it is hard. So having an extra tool to help you in the process, it's amazing. I love using forgive. You might not know me, but I am a very not perfectionist, but I like to control things. I have a finance background, so I'm very, straightforward, direct. I want things right. And that might not be the right approach to everything in life. So forgiving myself for a couple of things that the way I lead or the way I lead things within even myself, forgive has given me freedom a couple of times that I needed. So rub coconut oil and a couple of drops over your heart and inhale cupped hands from cupped hands during prayer and meditation. You can wear forgive as a perfume during the day if you're brave enough. If you like the smell, turning your thoughts to appreciation when you notice the aroma. Okay, I'm going back to the chat to see one of your favorites. That's amazing to know, Jeanette. Definitely had days of repulsion. But when I need to forgive and I'm dealing with anger, I'm suddenly drawn to the oil. It's interesting how the oils work in our hearts. So yeah, so we go through the grief, and then we need to forgive and restore. And now we need to transition, walk away. And lemongrass is amazing to do this transition. It's a cleansing oil. And it's a very, do you guys like the smell of lemongrass? I love the smell of lemongrass, and it's a cheap oil. It's a very cheap oil, and it has so many beautiful physical and emotional properties. So negative energy, holding on to the past, hoarding, darkness, blindness, and the positive properties, clarity, cleansing, discerning, non-attachment. So I do love lemongrass. Whenever I get into a new house, or I just went through a tough week, I use lemongrass in my diffuser, and I love the tea, lemongrass tea. It brings me back to my parents. That's a very common tea that we drink in Brazil. So that brings me back good memories too. So This is an exercise that once you went through the grief, you've used console a couple of times, you've used forgive a couple of times. Then we're gonna go and we're gonna write a letter. Okay, and write it on a piece of paper that you can just burn. And you're gonna write down everything that you feel. Don't judge, just pour it all out, write it down. Then when you're ready, burn it. It's a very common exercise in therapies to just, let it go. Just write it all down. All the negative feelings that you're holding on to, all the things that you're going through, and just burn it. Then you're gonna write another letter. And you're gonna write a letter in a more positive perspective. And let's see what comes out. And while you're in the process, diffuse lemongrass. And you're gonna be addicted to lemongrass, and you're gonna want lemongrass all the time in your diffuser. Okay, so the fourth oil is citrus bloom, the one you guys have at home. And here's this to a new beginning. It's the oil of a new beginning. And I don't know, what did you guys think about the smell? How was it? Because it has some florals and some citrus oils. That's why it's called citrus and then bloom, right? So going back to the wheel, citrus, they're oils that open your heart, make you happy, bring up creativity, the child inside. And the bloom, it gives you calms you down in different situations. Beautiful smell, yummy. Yeah, I love citrus bloom. My daughter, she's 17 today, and during COVID, she was 14. She went through anxiety, tough days, and citrus bloom was one of the oils that she used to bring her, the peace she needed for those days. So negative emotions, just guilty. You feel guilty, stuck, stagnant. And some positive feelings. You're changing, right? We grieved, then we forgave, then we wrote everything down, and we have a letter with a better perspective in our hands. And we want just to step one step at a time, and then forward we go. So it's an exciting moment, joyful, brings you positive perspective. So rub a couple of drops over your heart and inhale from your hands. Exactly the same you did with forgive during prayer and meditation. Where is a perfume? Because that is a good smell, better than forgive. I mean, in my perspective, you might like forgive a lot. I love forgive, by the way. It's just that not my favorite song, but citrus bloom is amazing. So just be careful with the sunlight, okay? If you wear on your neck or behind your ears or wrist, just put all over you, just be careful because it has citrus oils and we have to be careful with sunlight, okay? So it is a protocol. You should do it for 8 weeks. And to be very honest, sometimes we're like, my heart's so full. I have nothing going on. It's like detoxing your body. That you're like, oh, I'm good. I eat well. I have nothing to detox my body from. But you never know, right? So it doesn't hurt to go through a protocol like this and see how much better you'll feel after a couple of weeks. Okay, now for our exercise, I wanted to invite you all to open your citrus bloom and put some drops on your hands. And if you have a roller bottle, just like me, you can rub it on your hands, or if you just have the drops, also put on your hands. And we're gonna bring your hands in front of your nose. And here's where we're going to do some breathing. We're gonna use the tool of breathing and the tool of aromatherapy. So the way I want to invite you to breathe is imagine a square. So the square is the same length in each side, 4 sides, right? So we're going to inhale counting to 4, then exhale counting to 4, then inhale again counting to 4, and close the square, exhaling counting to 4 times. Okay, we're gonna do this square 4 times. Okay, so I don't know where you are, maybe you already started, so just follow whatever you're doing, and I'm going to start now. So if you're with me, hands in front of your nose, close your eyes if you feel you want to. Inhale, counting to 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Exhale, 4, 3, 2, 1. Inhale, 4, 3, 2, 1. Exhale, 4, 3, 2, 1. 3 more times. Inhale, 4. Exhale, 4. Inhale. Exhale. 2 more times in your pace. When you're ready, you can bring your hands down and you can keep your eyes closed if you want to, and just notice. Notice how you feel. Part of the invitation for the protocol is I don't have the oils, Maria. I don't have Console. I only have citrus bloom. And it's okay. So I want to invite you tonight, and for as long as you only have this oil, to stop for 1 minute. Remember to do the square breathing technique. And your inhale 4, exhale 4, inhale 4, exhale 4. Whenever you're feeling anxious or you're feeling sad, whatever your feeling is, stop, remember the breathing technique, and add the citrus bloom to your hands. And I can guarantee, because that's happened to me, and I think that's a no-brainer, because it's a chemical transaction. It's not belief. You'll feel better. So just so you know, these are the oils we've talked about. The Console, Forgive. Console, Forgive, and Citrus Bloom. You can buy them in the touch version, as the roller bottle, just like mine. And it already has coconut oil in it, so you don't have to worry about mixing the oils with something else. And lemongrass, because I told you to diffuse. And also lemongrass, they don't have the touch version of lemongrass. But again, it's not an expensive oil. Okay, just so you know. I guess that's it. And I wanted to remind you of something else. As a member of doTERRA, you have 25% off discount. So that's why the prices in the slide before, they're different. So retail and member, the member price is because you have 25% discount. You also get free shipping when you orders higher than 100 PV. And shipping today is $7. So you almost pay lemongrass by saving on your shipping. You can get free oil when you order 125 PVs. Every month, doTERRA has a new surprise gift oil, but you have to order until the 15th of the month. You also get cash back on your orders. So if you order above 50 PVs, you get 10 to 30% off. I love getting my points, especially closer to December, Christmas time. All my gifts are free because of my points. I use my credits to exchange for free products, and I give them as a Christmas gift. And you also have the continuing education and the support and protocols in our team, okay? And last slide, I promise. Just so you know, we have this blessing to have the oils in our lives. And sometimes we see people around and they're complaining for so many different reasons. And if you share with them, if you're a customer and you share doTERRA with them, they can order themselves, they can order by themselves and they use your link. And if they use your link, you get 20% of whatever they order. And that 20% is in your balance. So whenever you place your order, you can use that credit to pay less. So that's a good incentive for, it's like, I love that doTERRA did this to the customers, because sometimes when you go to a restaurant and you like the restaurant and you're like, Crystal, you should go to the restaurant. And then I don't make any money out of it. I'm just telling Crystal to go to the restaurant. And the same happens with doTERRA. However, doTERRA gives us 20% of whatever the person eats at the restaurant. So I really appreciate your time, and hopefully I helped you guys with some protocols. Do we have any questions or comments?
That was beautiful, Malu. Thank you for sharing such insight and wonderful tools. I really loved the square breathing and how you really simplified that aroma, that emotional tool of, the wheel. So yeah, thank you. Something that I have found actually in acupuncture and in Chinese medicine is I'm using each of those all the time, and specifically with lemongrass. I wanted to touch on that one in particular because the other ones tend to have, like, it makes sense. Console helps with grief. Forgive helps us if we are angry. But lemongrass is one that can really help if it's for more of our bladder and kidney meridians. And so those emotions tend to be more fear or paralyzed will. So just like you were saying, it's like a new beginning, or it's more of like, it's cathartic, it's cleansing. And it specifically helps cleanse those, not just the meridians, but the actual organs, the bladder and kidney organs. So if we have any like UTIs or, like swelling and things like that, that is a great oil for that too. So we definitely love that. It's one of our go-tos. So thank you for sharing each of those.
I had one question. I was not familiar with the nasal inhaler. That looks like a really, really great option. Where do you get those?
I get them on Amazon, and they're like 30 cents each. Of course, they sell 10 or 20, I don't remember, but it's okay because I keep one in my purse, and because I have seasonal allergies. And so I have one in the purse, one in my nightstand, one in the office, one in the car, because you keep forgetting.
Yeah.
So and you don't have to use a lot of oil. So for allergy, I use 1 drop of lavender, 1 peppermint, and 1 lemon, and it lasts for like the whole season, like 2 months. And the same with emotion. So like my kid wouldn't take the whole bottle to school, but the nasal inhaler, we would put 1 drop of vetiver in there, and that's all she needed to ground herself. So it's like a beautiful, easy, and nobody will judge you. Nobody will judge a teenager because that's a very common thing.
Yeah.
So better than opening a bottle and then like sniffing, from the bottle. So I love it, and it's called nasal inhaler.
Okay. That's a great option. Thank you for sharing that.
Yeah, especially because sometimes schools don't allow certain things. Like I know last year I could send my son to preschool with essential oil, and then this year his new teacher doesn't want it. So this might be a good little like, oh, it's not, in a bottle. It's very easy to just put it.
Acceptable form. Yeah, that's cool.
Yeah, thank you. Are there any other questions, you guys? Or comments? If not, well, let me go ahead and end the recording.